Hello lovely designers, welcome back to our channel The Designer Community. Here I'm eagerly waiting for you all to join the tutorial, which is part 2 of how to depict emotions through lines. So this tutorial is basically practical one rather than our previous tutorial, which was actually a theoretical, or you can say we just discussed tips and basic tricks. So using those tricks only, we gonna practically solve the questions that can be formed from this topic. So before we start with our tutorial, let's quickly recap or revise our trick that we learned in our previous tutorial, the BCD trick, which stands for break, choose and draw. Our first step is B for break. In this step, we have to break the sole word into its simpler adjectives or synonyms. So basically, we have to derive simpler words. While in our second step, that is C for choose, we have to choose the line types that best suits the word that we have derived after breaking the sole word, that are adjectives. After then comes our next step, that is draw. After breaking and choosing, we'll have to use those lines to draw and form our main component, that is line drawing, which will be depicting our emotions. I hope this quick recap must have given you a clear idea of how we will be solving questions. So let's get started with our question series. So here comes our first question, that is to illustrate the given word using line drawing with a black pencil, and the word is static. So all the questions would be framed in this manner only. The only difference that you would find in the questions would be these words, which may be static, rhythm, power, anything. Step 1, B for break. If you will break down the word static, you may obtain uniform, constant, stable and fixed. Now based on the adjectives that we have derived, we have to choose the best suitable line that will help to depict these emotions, and these lines can be horizontal and parallel. So we will be using horizontal and parallel lines to proceed our next step, that is to draw. We'll be drawing these lines to obtain our complete composition. In the same way, we can solve our next problem, that is assemble. Here we have to again break the word into simpler words, or we can say into adjectives. So these words can be unite, gather, join and collect. Now we need to choose perfect line types that best suits the word that we have derived. So the line types that best define the words unite, collect, gather and join can be diagonal and directional lines. We will have to compose these lines in the form of drawing to depict that very emotion. I hope you all are drawing along with me, because guys, if you will not draw, then you wouldn't learn these things. So start drawing along with me from now onwards only. Our next emotion is death. So we can have several synonyms of death or similar words, and they are end, demise, disease and past. Now with these terms we can get an idea of what kind of lines we can use. So we need to choose a line that is something flat, right? So we can choose horizontal line to depict demise, death, disease or something death. So we will just draw a flat or horizontal line to depict death. Let's see how we will be doing. So there is no rocket science in choosing line, guys. You just have to go through the words. Line types will come automatically. Okay, so our next word is focus. Now first we'll be breaking down the word focus into more simpler words, and to break down we can obtain emphasis, center, attention and point. Now what kind of line should we choose to depict such words? Okay, so we need to choose something which clearly depicts these words. So the line could be circular and directional to show that it is being pointed at something or is being attentioned. Okay, so let's see how will we draw focus using these line types. Okay, as I was told, we have to create some kind of focus. Okay, so for focus we can use circles, and to bring attention to that focus we can use directional lines, that are arrows, to show that something is being focused. Now our next question is birds. We'll be again breaking down the word into more simpler words. So if we'll break down, we'll obtain origin, start, emergence and arrival. As its name suggests that something is being starting or originating. So the types of line that we can choose for the word birth can be curvy and progressive. Curvy to show that something is emerging or something is originating, and progressive to show the growth. Okay, so using these lines we will be drawing our basic composition. So we can just make progressive wavy line to show that something is being growing or being birthed, right? Similarly, let's move on to our next question, that is captivity. If we will break down the word captivity, then we will obtain some new and more simpler words: custody, constraint, arrest and confined. So this is something related to constrained, arrested or confined. So how we will be depict, or you will be choosing the lines? So to depict something like this, we can use a spiral or something caged line. And yes, we'll be using all straight lines. Okay, so how can we make something spiral and straight? Let's see how. So in this way we can make something straight line, and we can just cage one by one the different kind of line. Okay, so we have just made the cage here. What we have to do is to make something a spiral. Okay, so what is spiral? You have to repeat something inside it. Okay, let's come on to the word chase. The word chase is something related to being followed. So the synonyms, or while we breaking down the words, will form are pursue, follow, truck or rush. So we'll be choosing a very perfect line that best suits these adjectives. So the lines that can be used for depicting such emotions can be line chasing each other. Now how will we show the lines chasing each other? This is very simple, guys. You have to just draw lines that show they are being followed by each other, right? So in this way we can depict chase. Let's move on to our next word, success. There are several simpler words for success. Let's break them down. And while breaking down, we'll be obtaining the word triumph, victory, achieve and conquest. So how to choose a word that best depicts success, right? So to choose, we can just use a simple logic here. The word success means something growing or something at the top. So we'll be using lines vertical and which is upward to show the growth, also something is at the top notch. Using the same line that is vertical and upward, we'll be drawing something. So we can draw something like this to show success. Okay, that was an easy one. Let's move on to our last question, music. If we will break down our word music, then we will obtain several simpler words, that is notes, tune, melody and chords. If we will relate these terms with physics, then it will be easy for us to derive line type. So this word music, tone and note is something related to wavelength, right? So we will be using wavy lines. And to show harmony, we can use harmonic lines. Let's see how. Okay, so using wavy and harmonic lines, that can be something spiral, curvy, we can just draw in this manner. Okay, so this is very simple for music.